Hello. I waited. I waited for the boss. And it worked out. Hi. welcome. How is everyone? How are you, Alu? Especially a hi to you as you anticipated the stream. I'm kinda nervous because it's been some time. You're good, okay. That's great. What did you do after you played Haunted today? Because I know that you played Haunted, as you did it with me. What did you do afterwards? Uh, you did just chill, or did you do something with Sin? Oh, you're helping Jesse with Genshin stuff. What are you helping with? Is you helping with getting into Genshin, or is it like with the event? I personally think it's the event, but it's just a guess, of course, as I'm not actually playing Genshin myself, and I'm not currently there and don't know what you're actually helping with. Yeah. I will be already starting the game at least. Exploration. That makes sense, kinda. Well, I hope that everything is going well right now, because Genshin is a big game. That's true. And if I look to the side, it actually means I'm looking at chat, or if you see my eyes going there. I check my OBS, it's because it's on my right, which seems to be on your left. Okay, but don't let us stay here too long, because I know that you want to hear funny voices by me playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. There's the game. There, finally. Whew. I don't. It's been a long time, so I don't know actually where we are right now. It's the first time that we started it too, episode 2, the adventure of the unbreakable.
In a corner of that
small,
dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness.
This game has voice acting!
Wilson, he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she refers.
I believe you. I'm actually surprised myself. I thought, oh, I will be reading something, and no.
Bared as it threatened to
Damn.
It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
But I love that it's Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Wilson. Very funny. Very funny. Okay. We are on a steamship. 9th January, 6:37 a.m. Yeah.
So then, let us unravel this mystery.
What?
And discover what events led to this curious murder.
This is an anime?
The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was
Guys?
in any way.
What the fuck?
This would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle.
I'm totally confused.
So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture.
What the fuck?
Well, what have we here?
Another body.
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
I'm completely perplexed. Will this be with every new episode?
This is murder, and in cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
Oh, there's the
I'm a
inspector.
great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes.
It's actually Sherlock Holmes. It's actually Sherlock Holmes. What's inside? Is it my time? Is it my time to do the kite voices? Who are you pointing at? I think this finger's pointing at me. Oh, actually kite time. Okay. My head's throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Is it us? Wait, I can't move. It was us. What the? Why am I in handcuffs? Again? So you wake up now, Oh, it's a sailor. We had to drag you out of... Russian accent, how did... We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. That was Schwarzenegger. I don't believe how you could not wake up. You are true cold-blooded man. You... Huh? You found me then? Nah. We found you. And now you pay criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, I gave the Russian the most Schwarzenegger ever. Sorry? Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... It's her. Where did you do it? Where did you take his life? Miss Susato. Wait, What did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you don't know. You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Kazuma is dead. My husband. My husband. Answer me, please. No. No! Well, I cannot play this game anymore. Kazuma is dead. Kazuma is dead. I cannot play this game anymore. Kazuma, it was just two short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. Yeah, he's hot. That's very true. And he has a sword. He has a goddamn sword and he's hot. How is it possible that he's not everyone's husbando? I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must have been less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd have broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial words pronunciation. Judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, wouldn't we? Couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come in and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We'll leave you at the next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Duh, you said before, you said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but... murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there's something I would like to ask of you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Well, aren't these two things the same? Basically. We know he's dead. Could I ask about the incident is the question. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... he would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting inside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, and there was no reply. When I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewmen forced the cabin door open, and then we managed to get inside. It was Kazuma. Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. It really doesn't look good for me. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Kazuma's dead. Okay, I can ask both things. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor's examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. And I suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. No, I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. I'm getting asked. I have to choose. And I have to drink water because my throat is already pretty dry. But you think my performance till now is pretty good? Especially Schwarzenegger Russian. Why are you even on board the ship, Naruto-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. Yippee! I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. French me! Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Oh, my husbando. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have the talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of a cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then... When what? Nothing. Forget it. What? Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by assassination. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. I have to get an actual water bottle next stream. Oh, that was water. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Again, not remembering anything, you stupid shit. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like you always did. He died from hunger. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even steer when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? I am poisoned. Kazuma poisoned me. Is something wrong? Oh, no, please forget it. Susato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You are the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I cannot allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why we did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. What the? There was a Susato takedown. She has her own move. How am I supposed to defeat her? Susato, what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? I still need evidence? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Pepper seal. Kazuma would stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese. Well, not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. Examine. You can see the remnants of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course, we didn't have any of this with us, so I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. But to a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any. And this just says keep out. This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it. But I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea even if they couldn't read it, so we used it anyway. And it worked. I didn't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. Present?
Yes!
Yeah, I was inside the wardrobe booths in front. That would have been possible. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I'm still right. Yeah. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I'd suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Okay, this is the first time that we actually have to investigate stuff. Okay, let's do examine. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me? What? I was wondering how it's going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigate for information about this crime, very funny. Oh, it was supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. He might have useful information though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yet, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there. He seemed a little flustered. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san? Yeah, well, I don't think that I have to instantly look through the entire room of... Yes. I'm sure you're careful to look around all around using BM, are you? Now, let's investigate all corners of his cabin. That was too British for my taste. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. What is that? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. Wait, aren't you wearing a kimono? I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it was written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the dust when he collapsed on the floor. And I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruto-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not the foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? That's the spillage. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. The ink is not... Okay. This is what dear Kazuma would have said whenever he was writing. Open book. London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? What kind of friend am I, right? That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese. Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in the here. Dog. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. This is... yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book. I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to some servants. Really, that sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. And no one came. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Okay, on the bed is nothing, let's search this. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Okay, what is this? These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Huh. I think that didn't work out. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I knew it would come up. I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. What's going on with this shelf? The books have fallen over on the shelf, look! They've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Oh, he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once. I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps... it was you, Naruto-san, in fit of rage? I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and the statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Will this come up again? We will never know. So there's a sword. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that the Japanese man's katana is so... Oh, my voice is breaking, I think, because I don't have enough fluid in my body. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on his trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let Spirit go just yet. There's more here. There's the door. Examining everything. That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Ah, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach too. This kind of remembers me of the last case. Oh, it's on this. Okay, for some reason, that's pretty generous of the hitbox. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, this calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame knowing you drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on the ship? Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. Okay, this. I want to look at the table. There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama? No. So only the door is left. When I went for help and the crewmen forced the door open, this boat had been firmly closed. It's quite a small boat and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used needle and thread to throw bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself, but the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal and they sealed together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Shit. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Okay. Was the court record summer? No. Converse. Nothing. Can I move? I'm handcuffed and under house arrest by the group, not to mention Susato-san's constant glares. I think it's fair to say that I'm sticking this cabin for the time being at least. I should focus on investigating in here to see what I can find out. I can present stuff, but I don't know what am I supposed to present. That's a mess. Oh, there is a vent up there. Damn, the imposter. I think that's some kind of an opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to, you're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. Alu, I think I found someone who's just like you. Oh, how did he? You've noticed the man too, haven't you? I've no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Yeah, he kinda like you. Very silly. Naruto-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright, then I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Who are you? Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? That's a critical point in my investigation. Huh? Maybe I should leave him alone? He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Oh shit! Jump scare. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry, what do you say? It feels like he's looking right through me. Oh, yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. What? You have 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. You're wrong, you stupid just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way I... What the fuck? Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was it? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see? What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, and observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with a precise certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable... What word is that? Inimitable. 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 The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. So, it's really you? The actual Sherlock Holmes? The very same. The inimitable actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? The most famous detective of the world, Naruto-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Great detective. So you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Sherlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Jones. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rand's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed, I am. And you've read so many of your own stories you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? My guest by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of the cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see? It's to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in a subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of the muzzle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arms, legs, furrows in the skin, all these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. I wouldn't trust this guy. I would never trust this guy. I would never give him my money. But if you have money over, you can go now, look into my about section on this Twitch stream, Twitch channel, and you see a GoFundMe. You can press on it. It will redirect you to a GoFundMe of a friend of mine. Please, if you have money spare, donate. This friend is Alu, by the way. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you know, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in the snow because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among the number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruto. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Let's see the two facts. Mr. Holmes, tell us, please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes, but first let us precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from the mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape to all of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Holmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. I will not read the Russian word. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama would have left a dying message in Russian? That was the wrong voice, but fuck it. We balling. In the final moments, many find their native tongue failing their head. But this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian? What was he? Initially, I considered Gadro. Maybe the name of a killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruto sleeping so sound, I cannot look at the name and suddenly react anymore. Quite so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is that? I'm Russian too. I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Are you alright, Mr. Naruto? Oh, yes, thank you. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the courtroom. Court record. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all of that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Schnauze. Certainly, if it is interest to you. How many times I'm Russian and I don't speak Russian? Your deductions now. Can we talk about your deduction before the things you conclude? Fuck. Ah, the now famously accurate troubling predicament you find yourself in? Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 parts? Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headlines reads: Revolutionary Wilhelm Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Jones has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, Wilhelm Bolshevik. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man, just look at his face. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Oh, please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passengers list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 60 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was concluded. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in the war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Most American. Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Okay, it was added. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back? Cast your eye over it sometimes if the... What the fuck? Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. Oh, okay. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. What were you just investigating? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma, yes, the victim. Guys, I might have to leave for a sec. The toilet incident is happening. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. I hope this is enough. The game still goes further. She. Yeah, he was petting something. Okay, well, I still have to go to the toilet. See you soon, and I will just get another water too. I'm back. Okay. Right into the game again. I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Looking at Susato. AN? I don't understand AN. I don't know. But W... yeah, welcome. Thank you for welcoming me back. Tragic. That's something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've already read it? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Hypocrite. Susato-san, are you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, Bonsai Mikado. Naru Naru. I trust you're suitably impressed. Ha! But this diary is littered with complicated looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So, what was all that showing off about before then? If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. She's a hypocrite. Don't arrest her. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin! Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Ah, do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Of course he's seasick. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at this stagnation. We crave meta-exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking! You just said it only a moment ago! Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Jones, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. Yes, the main shot. I wouldn't have said you had the face of criminal, you know? Not really? So, what, were you looking at my niece before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. What the fuck? The magic Alu's bag. He is in chat and he will shoot and he will cast fireball. And he is flying! And now he's just being blind rude. Feed off my interactions with the game. Feed off of my voice acting. Be entertained. Aren't the games enough? Do you need the bread? And off he goes. Having just laughed in my face, his sense of humor twisted as his name. Naruto-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself, and I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice. Is something wrong, Naruto-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir? I exactly know who he is. Yes, what can I do for you? I recognize that face, but it can't be. Soinky Boinky? What the fuck? What the hell are you talking about, Soinky Boinky? What the hell is a Soinky Boinky? It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. My heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Still, Alu, what the disappointing mind? What do you mean? What do you mean, Saint Pointy? Is there anything else? Except Inspector Zanaga. I can try to talk with him again. Excuse me? What? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I investigated a little outside? Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminals keep raising up to help him escape? Very funny. We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping. Yet. You stay in this cabin until next port, when it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay. Alright. There's no point trying to appeal to this man here. Man's better nature, that's for sure. I was up with his grandmother. They didn't teach him some manners. That's something. Special orders. So, would I get special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. Huh? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. What the hell? It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here, on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector! So if there's anything at all that I can do to help him now, just say the word. Character development. Permission to investigate. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of his cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety if you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door. That stormy-looking seaman, they would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now, but think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with? Do you think I'm going to need something persuasive? What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruto-san, by presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you are in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes, I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. Okay, let's go back and present the sheet. At least I want... Wait, first I will inspect this. There's actually something on the... Ow. Okay, I can look at the pictures. At these two pictures, okay. Oh no, this is present. I can hear whistling sound. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Is dangling? That means it actually was pushed out. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill." A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what this speckled band was. Alright, then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of a crime, you see? I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove the handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going to... against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asoki-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruto-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last. Move, alright. Let's see what we can find out. Next cabin. 9th January, 7:48 AM, SS Buria First Class Cabin Passageway. Whew. I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on the study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look, over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he's sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people in handcuffs? Naruto-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pitying look. No, okay, no. I can only be in here. Passageway. Before I start, I actually want to investigate the article itself. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this is. Why is he suddenly here? The pair of you floundering is a sight sore. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary Willem Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, you told us that before. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably, the newspaper photograph was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises spirit to that degree, he needs only to shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Okay. What about this? This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruto-san? Well, no, I mean it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere. This is Mr. Holmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novavich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. What happened? Why was there a message deleted? That's a scam bot. What you saw there. He wrote, she viewers on, and then a website. So, yeah, that's why I deleted the message. When I see these bots, I instantly delete them. Actually, I ban them. Where most of the time deleted, the accounts are deleted, but just a safe measure. That not the same accounts are writing again. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Nikola Pavlova is quite easy, I think. It would appear the... Appear? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Give Aluma privileges. Okay, let me time out. Joke. I can do that. I trust you, actually. You're a good boy. Who is a good boy? Yes, Alu is a good boy. Sorry. All of my moderators also don't have active accounts anymore. Till now. You gained mod privileges. Applause to you. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. Happy Alu, happy mod. Unpaid mod. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Palova and the available tiara. We've requested international assistance at all ports with sailing to Great Britain. Could this be another case of Russia fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruto. And this article was actually added itself. Interesting. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, what are you doing, Naruto-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. You know full well, but that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. Huh. I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. Red. A trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of woods back home in Japan. Oh, we seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what it is called. Cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. I think Capcom didn't know that they had cheese. But well. You can't eat it, Naruto-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really, but... I suppose you're right. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Who are you? I'll find a little snack for you later. Ship section. This looks like a plan of the SS Buria. It shows each deck look. The Buria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruto-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth. Many times larger than the ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. That's not how aliens work. Well, I suppose so. Mister, could I leave? I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find... Bitch. That's a huge book on top of the table there. There's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect the rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruto-san. Even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's mate. Oh. We seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me a name. I am Senior Crewman Beef Stroganoff. Ew, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are in a fine spot of Buria steamship for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I am always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean, but Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you? If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied? Duh. Susato-san, did you understand that? It sounded like duh. I think it's probably a Russian for yes. Or no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Passenger on the next door cabin. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Sogis? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Well, presumably since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important, is that right? That is not your business. Last night. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Duh, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is said about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Yet. Susato-san, did you understand that? It was clearly a no. I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way? Why is he looking away? I said no. Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead 2 second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Yet now, we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. We had this. Yeah, it's the same. But there was no mark for some reason, so I didn't remember. So I wish I could skip this. I'm gonna look for a bit, I will return. Okay. Tell me if you return. Yes, okay. Thank you for the pets. Feel petted too. Feel petted too. Feel very petted. That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong? was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. That's our door. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodations is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way. 500, and how many cabins are there? This is it. This is the cabin next to ours, the one the ventilator neck connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Knock, knock. No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Jones! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I'd rather than kicking doors off their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Jones. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then who the deuce can dispatch this muscular urge? What break can I take? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. 9th January. SS Buria first class cabin number 2. Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed? Get out, all of you, now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Raylord, I believe? Yes, that's me. And you are? I'm the one and only, the actual Sherlock Holmes. You've heard of me, no doubt. No. I am a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. No, so assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid! How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunks. Don't look at me. And something moves. Oh my, did you see that, Mr. Naruto? Yes, the case just shook. Leave, now, otherwise I'll call the steward. So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Raylord. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. You know what? I think I will stop the stream right now, because we're already over 2 hours actually, and I don't like streaming over 2 hours. But I will have my ending sequence, so we have time. But I will save right now, because this is still progress that we had. I like the music. It's great music. All these games have great music. I love them. This actually also kind of reminds me of Professor Layton. The OST, especially, it's not the same era, but they use kind of the same instruments. And this certain actually reminds me of something. This certain OST. But I can't get to it. My brain actually is dead fried. Oh yes, I would like to say it. Okay. Whew. That was some voice needed. My voice cords are tired. Yeah. But I had fun. It's always great to actually be able to just stream. It's great. I love it. Streaming is fun. I personally like video production a bit more, but as often as I do it, streaming is just more accessible in regard of this. It still is quite fun. So, are there any people right here right now? That would be a great question. Oh, I love Professor Layton OST so much. It's just something that you can wonderfully vibe to. You know what I mean? I love it. Such a great OST. I'm still waiting for the newest Professor Layton title. And we still don't have any news, which makes me quite sad because it's supposed to be released this year, and I kinda hope it's before 2026 because it's supposed to be released 2025. Who would have thought? I want to play Professor Layton. I want to play the games chronologically at least one time. That would be pretty fun. And the chronological side wouldn't be that hard. I know where to start already. Because we got the prequels that start with the last Spectre and end with last 3DS game of Professor Layton. Not counting Mystery's Journey. Mystery's Journey is... I call Mystery's Journey the Switch game of the series right now. And then the actual first games that were released. And then we would have the supposedly newest game, and then we would have Mystery Journey actually. That would be chronologically correct, and I would love to play like this. But we'll do that after I actually had this. After I actually streamed, finished The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, to be specific. It would be so much fun. So, I like The Great Ace Attorney, but it has some issues for me. But it's still so much fun that I can't ignore this. It would be actual nitpicking. That's why I will actually finish it on stream. And I'm far too white. What the hell? Yes, that's more like I think I should look like. At the end of stream, of course, I always find it. My dog is no longer. He's not on the bed. Sad. Sad Kaito. Well, I think that's it with my end. Supposedly, I would say at least. So I will transition to my start. See ya next time, because I want to look that I will stream. Look at the time that I will stream pretty soon again, and actually not on a Sunday. I know that not as many people will be able to watch then, but please be there. But yeah, I'm going offline now, and I hope everyone has a great day, afternoon, or evening. And if you should be here in the morning, why are you here in the morning? Bye.